Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a peculiar tier list Tuesday, but one that I'm quite excited for. I gave myself a few weeks to reflect and really think about it, and today we are doing the top 10 movies of 2021. Let me quickly run through how this is going to go. It's fairly simple. You might see that I'm using PowerPoint because I figured it was the easiest format for this. Basically, I'm just going to run through the top 10 movies that I personally enjoyed this year. It's not an objective list. It's very subjective to me. I'm recommending all of these movies to you because I think they're great, and as a result, I'm going to try and keep all of my reviews, quick reviews, and talk about them spoiler-free. I'm probably not going to talk about any particular movie too long, and all the information I'm going to give you on the screen is what you would get from a quick Google search. So I'm giving you the Google synopsis of the film, the IMDb rating, and when it was released. Not trying to claim any of those little quick synopses as my own. They are on Google. They are there for you to see. I just figured I'd make your life a little easier by putting them in here. So if you look at the description, you think it sounds like a movie you might enjoy, you don't have to Google anything. You can just check it out. I'm not going to be reading everything on the screen. It's just like if you want to pause and read it and check it out. So without further ado, let's get into Wonder Bear HD's top 10 movies of 2021. I'd like to start out with honorable mentions. I had a list of 14 movies and it took me a while to narrow it down to 10. These were the 4 movies that just got beat out. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, very good Marvel movie. I thought it was going to be way worse than it was. It was actually very entertaining, super good, and I recommend it if you're a Marvel fan. I'm sure you saw it already, but I definitely would call it a Marvel must-watch, one of the better origin stories for sure. Luca was this year's Pixar film. It got a Disney Plus exclusive release. It was adorable. It was a great little low-stakes Pixar film. We haven't seen a lot of those recently. I feel like I love Pixar. I love everything they're doing. Like with Lightyear coming out, it's crazy sci-fi adventure. Then you have movies like Inside Out that take place in the inner machinations of a child's mind, and WALL-E taking place in space, and all the it's rare you get like a low stakes movie like Luca or Ratatouille where it's just like yeah, we're in a little town and that's just how it is. Free Guy might be one of the most unexpected movies of the year for me. I went to this, Mr. Joe of Mr. Joe's Baseball Show and Dynamite went to go see this together, and the only reason we went to go see it was because we wanted to see a movie in 4D, and we never tried 4D, and it seemed like a good movie for 4D. We ended up all really enjoying this movie. Ryan Reynolds plays a character a little bit different than his normal character, a little more relentless optimism, a little less gross jokes. But it was really fun. The video game premise was fun. There's a lot of like references in there, but like in a good, subtle way. I would say this movie is what Ready Player One wanted to be. I think it's significantly better than that film, and it was probably the closest of these 4 of actually getting into my top 10. And finally, Candyman. Candyman is a reimagining and a sequel to the original Candyman, but not the 2 after that. I thought it was very well done. It was very artsy. It was very powerful. The performances in it are very good gore. Pretty good horror movie, I would say. If you're a horror fan, it's a must-watch of 2020. So, those are the honorable mentions. I don't have their IMDb ratings or their descriptions. I just gave you a brief synopsis. All the other ones have that. But I recommend checking these 4 out. They sound like something you'd enjoy. Up next, we've got Nobody. Nobody was another surprise film for me. You'll see down there, it's an action thriller. Got a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Nobody was brought to you by the creators of John Wick, and that is apparent. It is a very fun action movie. You got Bob Odenkirk at the lead role, who's someone I didn't think I would ever like believe as an action star, but you know, here we are, and it was an incredible movie. Probably there's going to be a lot of movies in here that are considered action movies, but like this is probably the highest ranked pure action film on here. You're gonna have like, you know, some superhero stuff, some other categories, but this is a great action movie. If you like that John Wick style of like no cut fighting, this is for you. Action's great, performances are good, it's very fun, a lot of humor in it, but also a lot of seriousness. I recommend it highly. Coming at number 9 is Tick, Tick, Boom, Andrew Garfield's led musical on Netflix. The musical drama you see there got a 7.6 out of 10 from IMDb. This was a great movie. It was such a fun, musical adventure. Andrew Garfield put in an incredible performance. We got Jonathan Larson's it's a movie version of his play with a creative mind of Lin-Manuel Miranda. You got a lot of references if you like Hamilton and Broadway. There's a lot of good references there. It's also just a really powerful movie about this man's journey through creating a play and what it's like to be in that world with a great musical score over it. If you're into musicals, I think this is a 100% like this is the best musical I think that came out this year, as far as I know. So definitely check it out. Obviously, I haven't seen every single movie that came out this year, so if you see a glaring omission on this list, leave it in the comments and I'll check it out. But for sure, Tick Tick Boom is one I would recommend if you're into musicals. God, music gets in my head constantly, and TikTok is not helping with all of the people doing that. I would have thought that you would have thought that me would have thought that. It's so much. It's such a good song, and I really would like for it to not be on TikTok because it keeps getting in my head. Next up, number 8, we have The Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad was definitely the best DC thing to come out this year. If you think Zack Snyder's Justice League was the best DC thing to come out that year, good for you. I didn't like it. It was way too long, and it was not better as much. It was not nearly as better. How do I want to phrase this? It wasn't good. It wasn't better than the original Justice League by enough of a margin to justify being 4 hours long. Big DC stans would say otherwise, but you know, this is my list. The Suicide Squad, however, I think it has potential to be the best DC film that's come out since the Christopher Nolan Batmans. It is a fun ride. It blows the other Suicide Squad out of the water. Every character in this movie is not relatable, but like lovable, quirky, and fun, and the journey they go on and the comedy and this action adventure is absolutely, without a doubt, something I would recommend to you if you're a superhero guy or a DC guy. Even if you're not really, I think this movie just has so many like funny moments and like not relatable, but good human moments that like make these villains not even feel like villains. They feel like people you want to cheer for. And I think it's just great. Especially if you've seen the other Suicide Squad and you want to wash that taste out of your mouth, this film's really good. So I think it's a superhero must for sure. And honestly, if you're into just like fun comedy or action, I think you should check it out as well. Coming in at number 7, we have Malignant. Malignant, with a 6.3 out of 10, you're gonna realize is the lowest ranked film on this list. This was a weird movie, and it's certainly the worst movie on this list as far as objectivity goes. I think that's no debate. This movie is so weird. It kind of starts as a horror thriller, like that says, but it takes these twists and turns and just totally changes its tone like halfway through. That it is the fact that it is so weird and like surprisingly schlocky and B-list feeling for a big budget James Wan movie gives it this unique charm that I don't think any other movie I've ever seen has. It's basically like a B horror movie with the biggest budget you will ever see. So if you're into like those B horror movies that are like crazy concepts that would never make it to the big screen, one slipped through the cracks, and that is Malignant. And I absolutely love this film. Honestly, I had to fight my personal belief that I wanted to put it higher. But it really is like every other movie on this list is like a genuinely good movie, and this movie could very easily not be one you would like. But if you're into horror and you're into some weird stuff, this movie's a lot of fun. I recommend checking it out. Coming at number 6 is Raya and the Last Dragon. This year's Disney princess movie, released in theaters and on Disney+. This is obviously, I've been saying all of them are a must-see for their specific genre. That's just how it is. If you're a Disney princess person, this is a must-see for you. But it's also a really good character-driven fantasy film. I personally think that this movie kind of encapsulates like a D&D feel, because you have like a group of heroes that all have their own specific niches. Like there's like obvious barbarian, obvious rogue, and obvious fighter. And if you're into D&D, I think this movie is actually something you should check out, because the way the group works and the story is sculpted with the MacGuffins and stuff, I think it's really good. I think it's a very solid feel for a movie version of a D&D campaign. Not to mention Raya's a great character, and so is the dragon. It's absolutely incredible. Check it out. I think it's the best Disney movie of the year, as well as the best animated film of the year. Encanto is excellent. didn't really make the cut. I thought Encanto was great, but I definitely liked Raya and Luca a little more. Check out Encanto as well, but I think this is Disney's animated win of the year. We'll talk a little bit more about Disney's best films in a minute. Coming at number 5 is Dune, a sci-fi adventure film. IMDb gives it an 8.1. I believe this is the second or third highest rated IMDb film on this list. Dune was absolutely incredible. It's got some incredible visuals that like a sci-fi fan just needs to see. Ever since Avatar, I don't think there's really been a movie with visuals that are like you gotta go see that in IMAX. Dune was the first movie, and probably only movie in the last few years, that I was like, I want to make sure I see this in IMAX, because this movie is incredible, it's beautiful, and also it's an incredible story. I haven't felt the way this movie made me feel since like Lord of the Ring. It's got that, oh, okay, clearly this is only a portion of the story, but I don't mind because it's so perfectly paced and so exciting, and I'm willing to wait the year, 2 years to see the continuation of this story because I know the final product is going to be incredible. Someone finally did Dune right, and I want to give them a round of applause. This movie was absolutely incredible. I think it's a must-see, period. I think if you are a movie person, this movie is a must-see, as I think probably the rest of this list is. I think the top 5 are all kind of just like, you like movies, check it out. But definitely go see Dune. It's incredible. It's long, but it's a good ride. Coming in at number 4 is Last Night in Soho. This movie surprised me. It was one of the 2 horror movies I was looking forward to this year. I was looking forward to this and Malignant before knowing what they were about. Malignant took me on a totally different ride, but this one was about as great as I hoped. It's more of a thriller than it is a horror, but again, I went with everything that's on Google. They call it a horror drama. This movie had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Not that I was terrified, but this movie was so good at giving me like unbridled anxiety. And it's the only movie this year that when I left the theater, I was still like, my heart was still beating. I was in the pizza place next to the movie theater with my friend who I saw it with, and I was still like shaking because of just like the crazy situation this movie is based around, and just like the struggles of our main character are so anxiety inducing that you really feel like you're right there. Not to mention the color work in this movie is incredible. Edgar Wright knocked it out of the park again. Obviously, I mean, I think it doesn't quite reach the highs of Baby Driver, but it is incredible. I think it's a must-see film. If you don't get scared away by that horror tag, it's not really horrifying, but it's definitely thrilling, exciting, and if you have anxiety, get ready for you might need a paper bag to breathe into because this thing's a wild ride. Number 3, big surprise, is Pig. Me and 2 of my friends went to go see Pig because we saw that it was a movie about Nicolas Cage trying to get a pig back, and we were like, this is gonna be so stupid, he's gonna shoot some people over a pig, and he'd be like, where's my pig? And it's gonna be really dumb, and I can't wait to see it. Instead, what we got was a nuanced drama about how to cope with loss. It was absolutely incredible. Nicolas Cage puts in an incredible performance, one of the best I've ever seen. It definitely adds into that question of, is Nicolas Cage a good actor or a bad actor? Does he know what movies he's taking? Does he know what he's doing? This movie is absolutely incredible. I think it's got like, you're not gonna believe me here. I think out of all the movies on my list, it has the closest thing to Best Picture of 2022 opportunity. It was just such a surprisingly good film with a beautiful message, executed so perfectly. It's got a very clear 3-act structure, and I think it was sublime. I really think. I'm not gonna say if there's one movie on my list you should check out, Pig, but if there's one movie you haven't heard of, because I know the rest of my list you've probably heard of. You know, there's Marvel movies on here, there's Disney movies on here, some high-ranking horror movies on here, but Pig went under a lot of people's radar. It was only in theaters for like a week or 2, but I think it's an absolute gem. Check it out if you get the chance. Coming in number 2 is The Father. The Father was actually the earliest release on this list. It came out all the way back in February, and it was the one film on this list to actually qualify for last year's Academy Awards because COVID pushed them back a little bit, and the window to submit films was a little longer. So The Father actually already got its chance at Best Picture, hence why I say Pig's the only one that I think is going to be in the next year's one. But I gotta tell you, man, The father is absolutely incredible. Anthony Hopkins puts in the greatest performance I think I've ever seen in an actor in my life, and he did win Best Actor for this performance. This movie is incredible. It's such like a powerful movie about someone struggling with Alzheimer's and how that affects them and the people around them. And it's a beautiful movie. It's based on a play, I believe, and it's just so good. You're gonna cry if you want to feel things. Check this movie out. But it's so expertly done and how it displays what living with Alzheimer's must be like that I think you should go check it out. But I mean, it is very sad and it's very slow, but it's so well done. Every performance is incredible. So it's a movie that deserves so much praise. I think it is probably the best drama on. I mean, it is the best drama on my list, but I think it might have been the best drama film to come out this year. And it's just truly beautiful. So check it out. We have one more movie on this list. I'm sure you all saw this coming. It seems to be the top of everyone's list. Even IMDb has this rated higher than The Father, which has won Academy Awards. It is Spider-Man: No Way Home. This movie is a love letter to Spider-Man fans everywhere. It is done so well, and it had such high expectations for this movie that I was certain that even though I knew it was going to be good, I was like, it can't reach all these expectations. People think it's going to be the greatest movie ever, and it somehow exceeded expectations. The performances are great. The way that it turns the Spider-Man trilogy on its head is incredible. Every character gives an incredible, like, connection performance. The villains, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Zendaya, they all do such a great job, and there's so many surprises and tragic moments and cool superhero stuff. This movie's got so much in it, and every minute is delightful. It's one of the longest MCU movies ever. I believe it's the third longest MCU movie behind only The Eternals, which is a snorefest, and Endgame, which is Endgame. And it's great. I think it's, honestly, I've been thinking about it. It is undoubtedly my favorite Spider-Man film ever made. And I think it is my fourth favorite Marvel film, behind only Infinity War, Endgame, and Captain America: Winter Soldier. It's incredible. I mean, like, if you're a Marvel fan, you saw it already, right? Like, I'm talking to you and you're like, yeah, I love Spider-Man, probably. And if you're somehow a Marvel fan that hasn't seen this movie, what the heck are you doing? Go see this movie. It's absolutely incredible. If you're not a Marvel fan and you like Spider-Man and you're like, I haven't really seen any of that Tom Holland stuff. I like Tobey Maguire, I like the Andrew Garfield stuff. You got to go check this out. They got the villains in there. They got some other surprises. It's absolutely great. Like I said, a Spider-Man fan from any generation of films will love this movie. And I think it makes the connection with Tom Holland Spider-Man even better. And I'm excited for things to come for the Spider-Man franchise as a result of this film. Absolutely incredible. Number one on my list of the year, and a must-watch if you ask me. That's going to do it for the top 10 list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. It's the biggest help for a YouTuber I can get. I release tier lists every Tuesday that I can. We got a lot of variety content on this channel. I don't really have one niche particularly, but please click that subscribe button. And also, if you're into the Mario Superstar Baseball stuff I do on this channel, check out Dinger City. Links always in the description. All we do over there is play competitive Mario Superstar Baseball. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved my top 10 movies. If you've seen them, let me know what you thought about them. If you haven't seen them, let me know if you think you're going to check them out because of my recommendations. And if there's any movies you think that I missed that I maybe hadn't seen or that you think were good, let me know in the comments. I'll either check them out or let you know. Until next time, I'm Wonder Bear HD. Peace out.